Hey, this is Bismarck129, and I'm doing an online commentary battle for Men of War. This is a 3 versus 3 all-tank battle. I'm in command of the Germans, and my opponents are in command of the Russians. Now, I had to cut out about... This is a 20-minute battle, so I've cut out about 12 minutes of this battle. Now, at the beginning of this fight, I had about 3 Tigers. 2 of them got destroyed, and this one got its track damage. I'm trying to repair it, but it's not looking good, because it's, I think, the second time I've tried to repair this tank, and it's not good. And I think our opponents are getting the lead for now. We had the lead at first. Most of us were using Mark IVs. There goes the turret of my Tiger, King Tiger, and I tried. We used Mark IVs, and they were using T-34s, and we managed to bring them down somehow, which is a bit of a shock. I thought T-34s were stronger than Panzer Mark IVs. Eventually, I managed to get my first Tiger, but it didn't last too long, and it got destroyed by a T-34 literally at point-blank range. And there's another Russian tank coming near there. I think that's a Puma trying to flank it. It's damaged it, I'm pretty sure. But I'm just trying to repair this tank. But it's not looking good. But normally these King Tigers you would expect would be tough enough to bring down most of the Russian tanks. But the IS-3 has a larger gun, from what I know. Like the Panzer, the King Tiger has a 88mm gun. The IS-3, which most of people are using, have a 122mm gun. There goes my King Tiger. That's not very good. I'm trying to wait for it to produce an actual Tiger, but it doesn't seem to be working, so I have to recruit an ordinary Panzer Mark IV. A bit frustrating, but I can't do anything about it. Now, these tanks are quite good. This is what we started using, but eventually we were able to afford King Tigers, and they were which is the only thing we can try and use against IS-3s, although they're very tough tanks. You really have to outmaneuver them and get at really close ranges. But the IS-3, by looks at, has a larger gun than the King Tiger, by the looks of things, from what I've seen, and they're also using very powerful tank destroyers. And Mark IV sees a IS-3. I'm trying to move up. I saw another tank destroyer. I don't know its name, but I move very quickly up, try to flank it, and try and bring it down with a Mark IV. Not very good. The IS-3 tried to bring down my tank, but it missed, and it got brought down. And now the track of my Mark IV is damaged, so I'm trying to repair it as quickly as possible before it can get destroyed. Before try to get moving, trying to bring down that tank. But nothing seems to be working, and my Mark IV goes along with its tank crew. There's a Puma moving up, and I can only afford to get another Mark IV. Very effective battle. Fun battle. It's been a constant. Each one of us managed to get, or struggled to get the head, and we're both fighting to get, like, both sides have gotten to the top briefly several times, and not very. It hasn't been very good. There's my King Tiger. That was my first King Tiger, which was destroyed. I think, at least it could be a. No, that's actually a working King Tiger, which accompanies me on the fight, and we're working on it together. Now that King Tiger is destroying these tanks. Now, one of those is a T-34, which I believe is the same one that brought down my King Tiger, and it's also brought down that IS-3 tank. Now I'm just afraid he's trying to blow me up now, because I was beginning to attack some tank crew which were hiding in the bushes. We're continuing up. Just letting him take the lead, because this tank is not going to fare much against IS-3 tanks, and I'm very scared now. They're just, I think, still in the lead. The Russians, we might still be just barely in the lead. But there goes an IS-3 tank, and it was still standing, but it's damaged now completely. And we're now getting rid of the tank crew. We're actually working together, trying to bring down these tank crew, but no, with very little, I think, effect. There we go. There goes one, I think. Now, literally, by this time, we're in the lead, and the Russian opponents are not using any. They're not using. There are no more tanks popping up, so they're down to their last resources, I think. So we've won, so to speak. It's only a matter of only a few minutes, about a minute left of this battle, and I'm just driving about trying to look for some maybe tank that might be hiding, but you never know. I see this tank destroyer. It's an ISP something. I can't see it properly, so I just fire at it just in case, but it's destroyed earlier. Now there's a litter of Russian and German tanks. Now there's a few Russian tank crew hiding about, trying to avoid getting. Although there's no point. There goes another. Pretty much the battle was quite intense, although I didn't do much now. I was struggling a bit. Particularly when I was moving up my King Tigers, they got destroyed or damaged on a regular basis. First King Tiger got destroyed almost immediately by a T-34. Major shock. Because I thought a King Tiger could take a shot at the closest of ranges, but it fell almost immediately, and said, "Oh my God, moving my Panzer Mark IV." But most people were using Mark IVs at first, and then when we managed to get the King Tigers up, most of us, some were using Panthers, and they didn't last long against the IS-3 tanks and IS-2, which were a bit difficult to bring down, particularly with King Tigers, particularly at a distance. Many of us were playing a very cautious tactics, and we didn't want to risk our tanks, and we were falling behind, although I tried to move them up and tried to bring down a few IS-3s, but in the end I destroyed the tanks. That was a victory for me. Good game to my opponents.